If they do uncover a crime empire after their...
I think we all think that's very unlikely.
I think we should stress.
If they do.
Yes, that's very, very unlikely.
Very likely.
I think Mike had his tongue in his cheek then.
I don't know, politics is getting a bit boring lately. I wouldn't mind it. But if she does have to step down and resign as deputy leader, who are the people most likely to take her position? One name that's been touted. You said Bridget Phillips.
I did,
last
yeah,
time.
absolutely.
Someone that we couldn't pick out of a lineup, but I looked at her online. She seems to be part of the Lego factory of, you know, sort of funny hairstyles, funny bobs.
She's got the TV bob, which I'm glad to see.
She's got the bob.
Rachel Reeves.
The Rachel Reeves bob. Yeah. But another name that's been thrown into the ring apparently is John Ashworth.
Who I used to share a flat with.
Did you?
I did, yeah. I've known John since I ran Young Labour, and he was just finishing school and was very active in Young Labour. I mean, John would be a great deputy leader, as would Bridget. John is he's actually from Greater Manchester, although he's an MP in Leicester, so he'd have the out of London thing, because Keir Starmer, obviously London MP. You can't have two London MPs as the leader and the deputy leader. You need a bit of regional balance. So Wes Streeting, who would be a natural name to chuck in, who is an MP in East London, would put that probably rules Wes out. I would have thought that that there's be quite a lot of pressure to have a woman.
Yeah, a woman. Sure.
So that would take you more towards Bridget than it would towards John. But I mean, it'd be quite nice. You know, you're getting old when your former flatmates have been talked about to be deputy leader of the Labour Party. John's one of the roles of the deputy leader is to be the kind of attack dog, the sort of take on the Tories, to be the minister for the shadow minister for Today programme, as it were. And that's one of John's jobs at the moment in the shadow cabinet. So that's, I think, why his name's been mentioned. So he's a possible. But I'd still put money on Bridget.
Would it be a big loss to lose Angela Rayner? Because this is what we were debating in the first half of the programme, because James Price, our earlier guest, said, well, actually, for the Tories, it's quite useful she sticks around because she's not popular. Isabel Oakeshott said, no, I think she's incredibly popular.
I don't agree with James. I think
she's very popular amongst working-class women, amongst lower-income women voters in particular, who really feel that there's somebody who speaks to them, who isn't yet another Oxbridge-educated, I'm not one, special advisor. I plead guilty on that front. So I think she has a unique appeal in politics, and I think she brings something to the table, because you want somebody who has been a worker on the minimum wage, a care worker. She's authentic. She is what she is, and she doesn't pretend to be anything otherwise. If you remember when she was taken to the posh opera at Glyndebourne and some of the Tory papers, in fact, I think some Tory politicians tried to criticise her for that, and she was up front. She said, "What's wrong? Now it's too good for the workers." Effectively, is what she was saying. And I think she has an honesty and an authenticity, which is a really valuable voice round the table.
She does sort of somehow, by her very existence, expose some of those dinosaur attitudes of some of the conservative, old guard.
Do you remember when Nadine Dorries said, that about Cameron and Osborne, these were posh boys who didn't know the cost of a pint of milk? Well, certainly, Angela is the absolute antidote to that, and in a sense, so she does bring something around the table. So I think everybody in the Labour Party. I was speaking to Keir's team at the weekend about Angela as the stories came out, and I think everybody's very keen that she stays. Keir's today was out fighting at Prime Minister's questions, criticising.
He's fighting for her so much. He's absolutely almost considering looking at her tax advice.
I think now he's leaving that to Greater Manchester Police. Otherwise, what are these 12 detectives going to do with kids?
But I mean, who knows if she does survive this saga and is found innocent, she could go on to make history, and the Labour Party could actually think about having a woman as a leader.
Well, I hope Keir's going to be
for Prime Minister.
A woman as a leader. Do you think that's a concept the Labour Party ever could embrace?
It is. Look, as I've said before, I don't understand why Labour has such problems with electing women as leader. I find it extraordinary that when we just elected a new leader in Wales just a few weeks ago, that we didn't even have a female candidate. It was two blokes who both had one was black, one was gay, and so Vaughan is a great guy and he's the first black First Minister of Wales. But I think it would have been nice that a woman had been that. And remember, in Wales, we've had 50-50 in the Welsh Parliament, now the Senate, right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. So what I want to know is why, if we've got 50-50, as it were, at sort of, a bronze, as it were, to use Mike's police description of it, why, when it comes to silver and gold, women don't always make their way through. So that's actually something that I think really should be addressed. I mean, if I was Keir, I'd ask Harriet Harman to have a look at that, because Harriet did so much work on getting more women into Parliament.
I thought you were going to suggest her as a leader. I think
I love Harriet.
I think her ship has sailed.
Yes, Harriet's now heading into retirement. A well-deserved retirement.
We desperately need more diversity in our politics today. If you look at all the leaders of, whether it's the London Mayor, Wales, there's no white women.
Yeah.
Where are the white women?
There are no women of any description. That's the issue. And the debates, of course, you're going to see not one of the main political parties. The Greens have a joint one man, one woman leader. But apart from that, it's all blokes. It's going to be very boring.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Always a pleasure to see you. See you on the next Angela Rayner.
I'll see you tomorrow.
The Rayner Files.